Day celebration here at the aquarium. My name's Autumn. I'm one of the educators here, and we are going to be meeting a very special guest this afternoon. Joining us, we have Smitty, and along with Smitty, we have our keeper, Abby. Abby's one of our penguin keepers.
Hi, everyone. So, Smitty is an extra special guest here today. Today is actually his first hatch day. So, Smitty turned 1 year old today. He was one of our juvenile Humboldt penguins hatched here at the aquarium last April. So it has been a joy to have them over the last year. And as a juvenile, Smitty here is very curious. He's very investigative of his surroundings, loves exploring and getting into all sorts of trouble. He's also a little bit of a different look than some of our other Humboldt penguins. So juvenile Humboldt penguins don't have those black and white stripes that the adults do. And that just marks them as younger individuals. This is their first set of waterproof feathers that they grew in after they lost all of their chick down. Autumn, do you want to tell us a little bit about Humboldt penguins as a species?
Sure. So these guys are not your typical penguin species. Most people think of them as living in ice and snow. But our Humboldt penguins are actually from South America, and they live along the coastline of Peru, right next to the Atacama Desert. So very hot, dry climate. However, the water that they swim in is going to be really cold. So they're going to be swimming in the Humboldt Current that comes from Antarctica, sweeping up along the coastline there. And that's going to provide them with a lot of nutritious fish for them to feed on. One of them being anchovies that makes up a huge part of their diet. So, Abby, do these guys get some of those anchovies to eat for their meals here at the aquarium?
Yes, they do. It's actually one of Smitty's favorite types of fish. But our penguins get a couple of other different species in their diet as well. So they eat things like capelin, herring, in addition to those anchovies and lake smelt as well. So really gives them a nice, well-rounded diet, but those anchovies are definitely Smitty's favorite. Unfortunately, in their natural habitat, the anchovies that these penguins typically would eat are a species that's actually being pretty heavily overfished. So what we try to do here at the aquarium is to make sure that we're not contributing to that issue by choosing sustainable sources of the seafood that we're feeding, not only to our penguins, but to all of our marine mammals and all of the other fish and invertebrates that call the aquarium home. So there are some ways that you can do the same in your own life, choosing sustainable seafood options to try to not contribute to that overfishing or unsustainable fishing practices. So Autumn has a little bit more information about that.
Yeah, so here at the aquarium, we have partnered with the Monterey Bay Aquarium to promote the Seafood Watch program. So this program is they've done all the work for you, makes it really easy. So on their website, you can go and download a file that has it's going to look like this in the end, but you download it, you cut it out, you fold it up, it fits in your pocket, wallet, or your purse, and it's going to tell you all the good choices of seafood. So it divides it up into green, yellow, and red columns. The green column are items that are going to be good choices. They've been caught or harvested or even farmed sustainably. Yellow choices are maybe something to have in moderation, or if those green choices aren't available, they're another go-to, kind of that second choice. And then in the red column, those are going to be seafood choices you want to avoid. So they may not be farmed or caught sustainably. So this is going to help you guys make some of those good choices for seafood. If you do like seafood, like myself and Abby here, we want to make sure that we're not taking away from any of those wild counterparts. So another important thing to mention is we talked about where these guys are from, and there's a really important place there called Punta San Juan, where the largest colony of Humboldt penguins resides, and a lot of research is being done there, not only about the species, but for conservation purposes as well. So Abby, tell us a little bit about this Punta San Juan program that they have going on down in South America.
Absolutely. So it's a really incredible research project that's been going on for about 30 years now. But one of the most important aspects of it is research and conservation regarding guano harvesting. So surprisingly, penguin poop is a very valuable substance. It has a lot of merit as an agricultural fertilizer. It's really good to help crops grow. So farmers in South America historically have harvested large quantities of this guano to spread over their fields. But the problem there is that these penguins actually dig their nests. They dig burrows for themselves into that guano layer. So when we go in and we remove that guano for fertilizer, it doesn't leave enough for the penguins to accurately build their nests. Yep, as we can see, Smitty's a little bit mouthy, kind of like a puppy. But that nice sharp beak is going to do him well if he ever needed to catch fish for himself. But back to that guano harvesting. So one of the big things that Punta San Juan does is it organizes a sustainable guano harvest. So this is a way to balance the needs of people in their sort of demand for that fertilizer with the interests of the penguins, making sure that we're not disturbing those penguins, that we're leaving enough guano there for them to accurately build their nests, that we're not, causing too many issues with them. So it's been a really huge success, and it's one of the really important things that Punta San Juan has done for the Humboldt penguin population, helping to safeguard them and to learn more about them and how we can coexist with them peacefully.
Yeah, and this kind of ties into some of the conservation efforts that we're doing here at the aquarium with our penguins. These guys are part of what's called the Species Survival Plan. So Smitty is one of the products of this plan. His parents were brought here for breeding purposes, and last year we got Smitty and his sister Jules, and these guys are going to help safeguard the future of Humboldt penguins. Since these guys are listed as vulnerable, they're not quite endangered yet, but they are getting awfully close. So what we do here in zoos and aquariums is promote sustainable breeding populations, making sure they're nice and genetically diverse, maintain the integrity of the species, so that if for some reason down the road these guys do become endangered or close to extinction, we can then turn our efforts to releasing some of these individuals back out into those wild habitats. So hopefully we're not that close to that point in the future. Hopefully Smitty's going to be with us a long time here at the aquarium. But this is an effort that a lot of zoos and aquariums are doing, not just with Humboldt penguins, but with many different species. And we've had a lot of success in the past as well with several species, such as the California condor and the red wolf.
Yeah, one of the really cool things about them, these species survival plans, is that they work in concert not only with zoos and aquariums across North America, but they're also working with partners in the species native habitat like Punta San Juan program. So we at the Aquarium of Niagara are a partner of the Punta San Juan program, and over the course of Penguin Days this weekend, we are going to be donating proceeds of some of our sales of penguin-related merchandise, and also, other donations like the donate button that you might see on this video will go towards helping to safeguard Humboldt penguins at the Punta San Juan program. So thank you in advance for that. Not only helping safeguard this species, but also, contributing to the knowledge that we really know about Humboldt penguins. There's so much more to learn about these amazing species and just why they deserve our help and protection.
Yeah, so one important thing about what you're seeing right now is Smitty exploring the classroom in some of these new spaces than what he's used to spending in most of the day. This is all part of enrichment. So enrichment is important for all of the animals here at the aquarium, not just our penguins. And it can involve exploring new spaces like our classroom. It can involve new food items, new toys, new sights and sounds. So all of this is really important to make sure that these guys not only get good physical health care, but also good mental health care as well. So one of the things that our penguins actually do are paintings. So we have an example of a painting here. And what we have our penguins do is they just walk through a bunch of paint on their feet, and they wander all over some art canvas, and we can actually sell this in our gift shop. So these guys have lots of different unique painting abilities. Some of them like to hop through the paint, some of them like to waddle slowly, other times their little tail feathers get caught in the paint, and you get some extra little brush strokes there. Yeah. But all of this is really important just to keeping these guys happy and healthy.
Excellent. So Smitty here has some extra birthday celebrations to get back to in the exhibit. So we are going to get ready to say goodbye. But we do want to thank you all so much for tuning in today, for learning with us a little bit more about our Humboldt penguins and about what we're celebrating here. So we hope you have a great rest of your afternoon. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we hope to see you again soon.
Thank you guys so much.